Welcome to our Miracle Morning Mastermind with the Born CEO Movement. Coach Fard Bell here in Sacramento, California, by way of Washington, D.C. And our mission is to inspire, empower, and equip purpose-driven people to become financially independent and to do what they were born to do. Today is the day. This is the big day. The scoreboard is up. The game is on the line. And we've got minutes left on the clock before the second quarter of the year is over. And what we do today will dictate how much momentum we go into the third quarter of the year with. And we don't take that lightly as born CEOs. I feel like we're in a place where we are shifting. For those who don't know, a lot of what we share here in the Born CEO movement, especially in the coaching component of Born CEO, are things that I learned that took me from 0 to 6 figures per year in business outside of my job, because so many people are trying to figure that out. How do I create a full-time income outside of my job so that I can buy back my time and I can live my dreams? I can pursue my calling. I can be free from a boss. I can be free from somebody telling me what I can do, what I can't do, free to work from wherever I want to work from, free from worrying about how the bills are going to be paid, free from the feeling of financial insecurity. What happens if the economy shifts? What happens if my company decides they don't need me anymore? What happens if downsizing takes place? We want people free from that in the Born CEO family. Our security doesn't come from a corporation. Our security doesn't come from a boss. Our security doesn't come from a degree. Our security comes from a higher place, and we're about tapping into that. And so I share a lot about what a lot of the things that I've learned along the way, going from 0 to 6 figures and beyond. But you all are also catching me in a phase where I'm taking you all with me. Many of you all, some of you were on the journey with me going to 6 figures a year, but all of you are on the journey with me scaling from 6 figures per year to 6 figures per month. And so as I'm shifting and elevating, we're rising at the same time. Put 7 figures in the chat if you're okay going on the journey with me from 0 to 6 figures a year, and then from 6 figures per year to 6 figures per month. Drop 7 figures in the chat. And I believe all of us, imagine every single one of us is worth more than $1 million per year. Imagine that you are worth more than $1 million a year, and you always have been. Just imagine that for a moment. You've always been worth over $1 million, and let that sink in for a second. Just consider that. Like, what if that's true, that you were always worth more than $1 million per year? What does that change in how you see yourself? What does that change in the questions that it makes you ask? What does that change about how you've been living your life? What does that change about what you've been settling for? What does that change about your standards? What does that change about the generational wealth that you can steward? What does that change about how you've been seeing yourself?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Oops, I'm sorry.
What does that change about how you operate? What does that change about what quadrant you receive your income in, as opposed to just the employee quadrant that probably doesn't pay 7 figures a year for most people? What does that change about how you earn your income, not necessarily from the S quadrant, small business quadrant, which you got to work your butt off to make 7 figures per year? But what does that change when you realize, oh, I was always meant to be in the B quadrant as a true business owner and have a system that delivers valuable services or products to a lot of people? Your system does it. Your machine that you run delivers valuable services and products to probably 1 million+ people. And that's why it delivers you 1 million+ per year. What if you found out you were always meant to live that way? You were always meant. What if you found out you were born to have a machine that serves 1 million+ people and delivers you 1 million+ per year, and you have time freedom to live your life and fulfill your calling, to give the way that you want to give, to live the way that you want to live? How does that change who you are, how you see yourself, what you thought about yourself, what you do with your time, how you show up in this world? How does that change your educational path when you realize, oh, if I want to be a successful employee, that's where I go to successful employees to learn. But if I was meant to be a successful business owner, I surround myself with successful business owners, and I go to those type of seminars and workshops and read those types of books and network with those types of people, because that's my new normal. What does that change? For some, everything changes in how we've been living. What does that make you realize, if that was true, but nobody ever told you, or they told you, but you didn't believe them at first, and now you really believe it? I've been talking a lot about Eddie Murphy movies lately. Uh, I shared publicly about what I call the coming to America syndrome. And there's another movie that was one of my dad's favorite before he passed. There's a movie called Trading Places. A movie called Trading Places with Eddie Murphy. And in that movie, two wealthy brothers had a bet. And one of them believed that, people who become successful, it's because that's just how they were born. And you were either born with it or you weren't. And the other brother said, no, I think that one's environment greatly shapes how they turn out. So they decided to make a bet, and they did a test, and they took someone who was born with the proverbial silver spoon in his mouth, had everything laid out for him from birth, had the great job and the commodities trading and the opportunities and the credit cards and the butlers, all that stuff, and took someone from the street who was played by Eddie Murphy, somebody who grew up in tough circumstances, grew up in the hood, if you will, grew up around crime and jail and drugs and partying, and they decided to allow them to trade places. They set up the one who was born with a silver spoon in his mouth and put him in the circumstances where he ended up living in the hood and dealing with the drugs and the street life, and put Eddie Murphy in a position where he traded places with the other guy. And all of a sudden, he was living a life of wealth, living around successful people. And it's a fascinating journey when you watch Eddie Murphy start to transform because his environment changed and he started seeing himself differently. He even hosted a party and had all these people partying at his mansion, his luxury home. And at some point, something clicked, and he's like, you all got to get out of here. This is not me anymore. And he started changing how he saw himself. He started changing everything. You like that, Mr. Gallegos? Yeah, great movie. The concept is a great movie. Little vulgar, but the concept is amazing. And anyway, I just want this concept. This is on my heart today. What if you realize that you were always meant to be earn over $1 million per year and make a great difference in the community and live the way you were born to live? Who's able to share? How does that land on you? Ms. Glover, are you able to unmute?
Yes, I can.
What have you found out that were true? How does that land on you? What does that make you think or feel?
Wow. I'm thinking about this as you're talking. When you first said it, you said, "What if I was always worth more than $1 million a year?" I'm like, yeah, that would cause me to want to do things a little differently or a lot different. That would make me question a lot of what I've done in the past. Um, it would make me think, what are you doing, Deidre? You you always worth more than $1 million. And that would really set me on a different trajectory. I mean, I think I would. I would think differently and I would go about my life differently. I don't know how exactly, but I don't think I would be the same Deidre that I am. I don't think. Um, if I found that out, I'd be like, oh, okay. Some things I need to be doing, or some places I need to be showing up at, or I would definitely be a different person. I don't know where you're going with this, Coach,
I'll tell you
but
exactly where I'm going with it.
I'm wanting to grasp it. I want to grasp it. I
I'm
want
about,
to.
I'll tell you exactly where I'm going with it. You ready?
Yes.
It is true.
Okay.
You were always worth more than $1 million per year.
Well, if I was, no, I don't want to say if I was. I believe you. The reason that I believe you is because I know the master, and I know he didn't make no jump, and I know that he put greatness in me. So I believe you.
And now
Okay,
that you
come on.
believe me, what are you going to do about it?
What I'm going to do about it is, because there are some things that I know I need to do. Um, Man, but that fear just hops in there. I, there are some things that I've got to do. If now it's not if it's true. I know it's true.
So
Yeah.
good. Let everybody. I want you to write down all the fears that come up. Do that exercise, separating the lies, 3 columns from left to right. In the first column, write down all the fears, all the disempowering beliefs, all those limiting beliefs and limiting desires. And then in the second column, replace those with something more empowering, the truth.
Can I say something else?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I know that there are some things that I need to be doing or can do. But was that you yesterday? Yes, that was you talking about what you felt like you need to have in place before you did reach the higher level or before you did something. And you know what? I'm not going to get on a rant again, but
No, you can get on a rant. I called on you for a reason.
I, okay, this is okay. I want to make this story short. I moved from my own home. I sold my house and moved in with my daughter. So that means I don't have as much space. I used to have a big bedroom and I just had a lot of space. I had all these closets and anyway, so but I didn't get rid of my stuff and I kept it. And so it made me, I talked about this, and it made me look around and I see clutter. And I keep saying, as soon as I find somebody that'll organize me, and I said, I'm willing to pay somebody, and I'm looking. And as soon as I find that person, I believe I'll be able to move forward. It's what I keep telling myself. And so I thought about that yesterday when you said it. It's like, because, and it just came up when you told me, when you said, what if I found out if I were always meant to be? And you said I was. And then here it comes. You need to organize and you remove some things, and then you can do what you need to do. And oh my God. So those are the fears. That was the fear, because I'm not fearful anymore. I mean, you helped me. I climbed that mountain. I clawed and I worked my way out of those fears. I don't have those fears anymore. But now what's coming up is, okay, Deidre, you needed to get this in line and do this and do this. And then once you do that, your mind will be free to, you know,
You know what I want you to do?
what?
Do it.
Do it. Okay.
I don't think those are fears. I think those are instructions.
There are instructions in my mind, or there, what do you mean instructions?
Your mind is telling you, because this is who we are, this is how we must operate now.
Uh-huh. Okay.
I received the same thing when I decided that I'm a 7-figure a year person. Oh, because I'm a 7-figure a year person, I need to rearrange my home. This doesn't reflect a 7-figure a year person. My environment needs to reflect a 7-figure a year person.
Yes.
The people that I get around must reflect that 7-figure a year person that I am. There was an investment that I was not going to make because it was way outside of my comfort zone. But my identity, my 7-figure identity said, of course you're going to make that investment. That's the type of environment that you are supposed to be in because you're a 7-figure a year person.
Okay.
And you're going to figure it out. And you're going to step up your priorities so that your activities are generating the income to make that cost zero. Go ahead.
Okay. I just had an epiphany. Okay. So you said, did you say, I don't know the words that you use, but did you say spend money to do that? Did you say, oh my God, I was listening and writing.
Do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do.
Okay. Invest. What do you mean invest? Do what I gotta do. You mean hire someone? Is that what you're saying?
Is that what would the 7-figure version of you do?
Hire someone, get on the horn and online and locate someone and get them here to get them to do it. And because a person with 7 figures would have the income, and they could just, they don't even have to worry about vacuuming anymore. Yeah.
Do you have Letitia Randolph's number?
Yes, I do.
I want you to reach out to her because she just recently did the same thing.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. So and this is powerful, put up some hearts. Let everybody know who you're the born CEO of.
My name is Deidre Glover, and I am the born CEO of Deidre Glover Incorporated. Thank you.
And when you all say that from now on, I am the born CEO of your first and last name incorporated. I want you to also remember that means that you are already worth over $1 million per year. It's a reminder. I'm already a 7-figure per year person, 7-figure year earner, right? And that means you're making wise decisions. Now, 7-figure year people, watch this. 7-figure year people are great stewards of their time and great stewards of their money, and they're not wasteful. They are, I want everybody to get an audio book or a book called Secrets of a Millionaire Mind and revisit it if you read it before, listened to it before. Secrets of a Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. Secrets of a Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. The audio book is amazing. It's a physical book and an audio book to go along with this principle, to help reinforce what I'm sharing with you right now, what I'm reminding you right now. But seven figure a year people are very conscious of how they manage their time, how they manage their money. They're not very wasteful with money. I'm talking about like true wealthy people. They're not wasteful of people who earned it. They're not wasteful of money, but they're also wise enough to hire the right people and the right systems that will give them more freedom and allow them time to earn more income. They're not wasting time doing $10 an hour things and $20 an hour things. Watch this. Seven figure per year, the 7 figure per year version of you does $100, does $1,000 an hour activities
Mm.
and hires people to do 10, 20, 30, 40, $50 an hour activities.
Okay.
And that's one of the reasons why they earn millions of dollars per year. It's because of how they choose their priorities. Now, for anybody that's struggling with this or you're still getting your mind around this, think about how much you earn now and think about how much you earned as a teenager, as a young teenager. Isn't there a big difference between how much you earn now and how much you earn, or how much you earned at your highest point versus how much you earned as a teenager? Well, aren't you the same person? You're the same person. So here's what I'm saying to you. The income you've earned at your peak was always available to you. You didn't know that as a teenager. So you only positioned yourself to receive whatever you were receiving as a teenager. Position yourself. What do I mean by that? You positioning yourself means putting yourself in the right mindset, putting yourself in the right place, putting yourself in front of the right opportunities, developing the right skills, learning the right skills and habits. So what allowed you to step into your current best income versus what you earned as a teenager? You allowed yourself to receive that higher level of income that was always available to you, and you positioned yourself to receive it. Just like you're already worth over $1 million per year. All you have to do is allow yourself to receive it and position yourself to receive it.
Wow.
Put up some hearts for Miss Deidre Glover.
Thank you. Thank you, Coach.
You're welcome. Okay, who is next? Go ahead and unmute yourself.
I'm DeMarcus, and I am the CEO of DeMarcus Brewster Incorporated.
BornCEO. Let's hear it again.
I am DeMarcus Brewster, and I'm the born CEO of DeMarcus Brewster Incorporated.
I am.
And you said, am I worth more than $1 million? Yes, I am. You got to do the activity. I woke up at 3 a.m. this rising. Went to the BornCEO.com vault, the paid system. And I listened to your one video about doing PBR, private business receptions, and how people were doing it 2 days on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Me and my wife was up talking. We was like, we finna start doing that. That's that weekend money. Then that's gonna lead into that Tuesday weekly briefing me and my wife and Miss Grant putting together. Yes, I'm worth more than $1 million because I'm finna start doing the activity that's gonna get me there. When I heard that, look, because I heard it the first time when you did it, because I was on that call. I'm saying like, wow, why I ain't take no notes down? It's good. Because it didn't hit me the first time because I was like, this is my first time. I'm not really taking this serious. But year two, it hit me. Took them notes down. 10 a.m., 12 p.m. on a Saturday. That's two. You have the time to spend with your family. I'm like, oh, that make a lot of sense. That's that weekend money. So yes, I am worth more than $1 million. That stood out to me. I'm gonna land my plane.
Everybody put up some heart for Mr. DeMarcus Brewster. Let's go. All right, who else had your digital hand up first? Was it you, Mr. Powell?
Yes, cool. Great morning, Coach family. Patrick Powell, by the way of Jamaica, New York, now resided in Phoenix, Arizona. That makes me a Jamaican. And I am the born CEO of Patrick Powell Incorporated. The Eddie Murphy movie, I love it because when you look at it, you talk about a wealthy person from a person that had nothing on the street. And you mentioned a couple sessions ago about what if you had that money that you could have your own butler, your own chauffeur, everything that you need. And that was what Eddie Murphy walked into. Although it was a scam, just $1, the brothers bet to see the difference, but how the life changed. And I believe because I used to talk to the people, and when they talk about the lottery, and I would ask them, if you win the money, what would you do? Oh, would buy a house here. Where would you buy the house? Anywhere. They have no clue where they would buy the house. They would buy a car. What type of car? Any car. And I'm like, no, you need to have a structure in life. And that just tells me that for the average person working and maybe they're making $60,000 a year, they can't fathom of making $1 million. They don't see that, you know. And it's the same thing going back when you mentioned about what if one morning that, for all of us depends on our business that we're doing, and you wake up and you find yourself with over 1,000 people in your organization. How would you handle it? Okay. And that kept me up all night because many times we cannot really see that. We're building a business and we're taking it step by step. But that opening that God bless us with, we just can't see it. We pray. But I believe, and as I said to you, Coach, personally, I remember in a former business that I was doing, and for some reason, this guy, the first time I met him, and he came down off the stage and he came and he sat at my table and he said, Mr. Powell, when are you retiring? This was in 1994. And he said, but before he did, he took off a bracelet, and I have a picture of it here. His bracelet was over $30,000 because it had diamonds all over, and he placed it on my hand. And he said to me, when are you retiring? And I said, Mr. Gulick, I can't retire. I just started working. I don't have the years of service. And he said to me, Patrick, never let years of service or age allow you to retire. It must be a financial decision you make to walk away from that job. And I still stick with it. Lastly, Miss Glover, we had a session and Miss Dr. Mack was talking about the cluttering on her bed. And I sat in my office here, and when I looked around, I said to her, I said, it seems like you have a camera inside my office because I have things. My wife and I have been married 47 years, and there are gifts that we get 47 years ago. They're still in the house. We have never used it. And I got up the morning and I said, I need to take some time to clean up this place because a healthy environment makes me more workable and more better environment for me. So I see it. I see it coming that as long as God keep the breath in my body, that I am the CEO of my business and I will make it and make use of it. Not just get it, but make use of it. Don't squander it. The $1 million a year.
Let's go. Put up some hearts for Mr. Patrick Powell. So good. So good, you all. Man, oh man, oh man. I don't know who this is for, but you don't go from 6 figures a year You can go from 0 to 6 figures a year by working harder. You can go from 0 to 6 figures per year by working harder. But you don't go from 6 figures a year to 6 figures a month by working harder. You go from 6 figures per year to 6 figures per month by working smarter. So, for example, somebody said yesterday, thank you, coach, for that tip you just gave me, because I was asking, how can I reach more people in a shorter period of time? See, that's how you go from 6 figures per year to 6 figures per month. That's the working smarter question. How can I reach more people in less time? There's a word called leverage. How can I earn more income in the same amount of time or less time? That's a question that takes you from 6 figures per year to 6 figures per month. How can I serve more people in less time? The great thing about those kind of questions is that there are answers. There are lots of answers, lots of options. And when you just pick one and you develop your new routine around it, you develop your daily, weekly, monthly, annual rhythm around those smarter things, you have to release more income to yourself. And the income that is already available to you is like, finally, you made room for me. Finally, you made room for me. I've been waiting to get into your bank account this whole time, waiting for you to make room for me, to make space for me. I can feel, I smell transformation happening. Is that 7 figures you're wearing? Smells great on you, Mr. Barr, Mr. Brewster, Ms. Glover, Ms. Doyle, Ms. Withers, Mr. Gallegos, Mr. Powell, Mr. Bash, Ms. Kramer, Ms. Abraham. Smells great on you. Yes, you too, that's watching right now. Smells great on you. 7 figures smells great on you. Looks good on you. Take it away, Mr. Barrow.
It's amazing. Mr. Powell, man, you hit the hammer on the head. It's awesome being part of this mastermind, because I get teary-eyed thinking about what he just said, because I've been fighting with that ever since I retired from the Navy in 2020. And I've been putting that age on, calling it quit. And he said something that resonated with me, because it's all is well. I turned 65 in October. I'll get my Social Security and everything else. And I've been telling myself I'm going to work until then. Don't need to work, got the income and stuff like that from retirement and a few other things, and doing construction. And every time I want to quit the construction stuff, I always say, hey, man, you say you're going to wait till you retire, get your social to do this. And I keep putting it off and putting it off. It's like now I got a couple other projects. Got a call this morning. A lady wanted me to remodel her house and do this. But I want to get out of it because I want to do my other business full time, the business that we in and a few others. I want to do that full time. But I keep neglecting it because of that number. And I say to myself, wow, this is great. I'm around the millionaire mindset people, the folks in other business. I'm around them. I sit down yesterday. I was telling y'all with the two reds, the ones that was
What does
influential,
red mean?
red, the people that I look up to that doing well, the 7 figures. Sit down at the table yesterday, went to Pensacola from Birmingham. One came to my house. He came to my house and we sit down and talk about business and stuff, and he's going to join. And then the guy tells me this. He said, man, we should have been done something a long time ago. He said, Lester, when you get back here, just call me. We'll do this. We'll put this together. And I'm saying to myself, okay, hello, Mr. October, because here I come. And I'm like, this is awesome. So this is my way out. And Coach, man, the stuff you be saying, and Ms. Deidre, wow, the stuff you be putting out to us is awesome. It's actually great to see someone grow along the way, because not on this call but on the next call I'm going to tell y'all what my biggest fear is the cold calling. That's what's been killing me, just picking up the phone, making cold call. In person, I'm great. If I can get you in front of me and sit down, I could break it down, but just picking up that phone as a cold call is really tough. But Mr. Paul, hey man, I want to thank you for that tip you just gave me, because October, I'm coming. Like my brother said, I'm finna land my plane.
Put up some and let us know who you are, the Born CEO of.
Am Lester L. Borough, the BornCEO Incorporated of Lester L. Borough. Thanks,
That's right.
Coach.
One more time. I am the Born CEO of Lester Borough Incorporated.
I am the BornCEO Incorporated of Lester Borough.
Let's go. Let's
Thanks,
go.
Coach.
Oh man. All right. Anybody else as we wrap up today? This topic is a keeper. This topic is essential to the Born CEO identity. Ms. Withers.
Hi, I am the born CEO of Diane Withers Incorporated. I have always had expensive taste. And I don't know if it's because I was an only child and where my mom shopped when I grew up. But as I get older, everything that I like always costs a lot, right? And I used to always say, somebody has taken my money. And guess what? I have found a place to find it. So that's all I want to say. I just kept hearing it. You've been saying this all your life, right? Somebody took my money. Yeah, well, I found a place to find it. Okay, that's it.
I love it. Love it. Put up some hearts for Miss Diane Withers, everybody. I love it because I feel like everybody is truly embracing your seven-figure identity. And that's probably what this topic is. I think I'm going to title this that. This one's probably going to go on the YouTube channel. Embracing your seven-figure identity, because that's what this is about. And we already have it. It's already there. And part of the transformation is going from rejecting that idea to embracing that idea, accepting, like it is true, like we watched Miss Glover do. It is true. There was a time for those who earn six figures. There was a time when you probably couldn't even imagine yourself earning 100,000 or more in a year. There was a time for those who earned 75,000 in a year. There was probably a time when you were only earning half of that. For those who earn 40,000 a year, there was probably a time when you only earned 20,000 in a year. To doubling anything seems like, wow, that's big. It seems big. But when you look back on it after you've done it, you're like, wait a minute. That was available to me the whole time. Here's the good news. Newsflash, it never stops. When you get to 100,000 a year, you realize 200,000 is right there. When you get to 200,000 a year, you realize, I remember the first time I made 200,000 in a year, I'm like, wow, I'm actually working smarter. I worked harder to make $50,000 than I did to make $200,000. What? I worked harder to earn $50,000 than I did to earn $200,000. So what was the difference? I was thinking different. And I was working smarter. When I earned $50,000, I was doing $50,000 things. I was solving $50,000 a year problems. When I earned, and I wasn't serving as many people. And watch this. Oh, this is so good. This might have to be a series, y'all. because I'm loaded. When I was earning $50,000, I was solving all the problems. When I started earning $200,000 in my business, my system was solving the problems, and my team was solving more problems for more people than I could on my own. And my system and my team were serving more people than I could on my own. That's the shift. To be continued. Y'all, let's go out there, work smart and work hard today. Work hard doing something smart. Work hard on something smart. Work smarter and harder. How can I serve more people today in less time? How can I reach more people today in less time? How can I earn more today in less time? Those are the right questions. Those are Born CEO questions. Those are seven-figure questions. What mindset can I get myself in today? What voices, what seven-figure voices am I surrounding myself with to remind me of who I am and how I operate from this day forward? And let's finish this day strong, this last day of the first half of 2026. Love you all. Catch you.